What's up everybody, another beautiful day in the Dragon House, and today we're taking a look at the reworked explosive affix currently being tested on the 10.1 PTR. So the new explosive is really just a chunkier explosive. They spawn with way more HP than before, so it's meant to be something you actively swap to instead of something you more often than not just one-shot. Healer affix. The new explosives spawn in fewer numbers now. I don't think I've ever seen more than 3 spawning at the same time. They do, however, spawn almost as frequently as before, and the new explosives are, well, pretty damn beefy to say the least. They ate their vegetables. Now when I tested this, it was after the initial 30% HP nerf of the new explosives, and on a 15 they had around 300k HP. On a 20 it was up to 480k HP, so it scales up fairly fast as well. But just looking at a 15, you need to burst down 300k in under 8 seconds for each explosive that spawns. Now that might not sound too bad, like 300k 8 seconds, yeah, we can do that. But then you consider that if 2 of them spawn at the same time, you need to burst down 300k per explosive without AoEing or cleaving. Since, well, try as you might, AoE doesn't work, or it doesn't spread from explosive to explosive. So if I chain lightning one of them, it won't bounce to the second one. So single target it is! And suddenly those 8 seconds start feeling a bit tight, but you manage to burst them down just in time, and then 3 of them spawns, which you again can't cleave or AoE down, so single target it is. Oh, and while you're doing this, the pack you're actually fighting is still there, you just haven't had time to DPS them, and since you aren't actively AoEing or cleaving, their HP hasn't moved, so more often than not, this resulted in us just letting them blow up and heal through, and perhaps nuke 1 down if 3 spawned so we didn't get one shot, and then we just prayed that when they did inevitably blow up again and again and again and again, that at least it wouldn't overlap with some other AoE or mechanic. Just heal4head? I mean, I guess it turns out in the end, it really is a healer affix. Just heal through it. Now imagine going into a plus 20 key, you do a massive pull, pop Cooley's Bloodlust, 3 explosives spawn, each with 500k HP. So you need to swap and single target them down, hopefully fast enough so that you can AoE the pack a bit before the next explosive spawns. Now I doubt it'll go live like this, copium, but if they're hellbent with doing this type of rework for it, then it needs to be a lot less frequent and a lot fewer, or preferably just 1 with like a 30-second or 1-minute internal cooldown or something. Some people are raving like, oh, just make it so that you can AoE him down with the packs, but in my opinion that just makes it into a non-mechanic, if you will. I mean, if you're already AoEing a pack, explosive spawn, that in turn gets damaged by your AoE and dies before they blow up without you needing to change a damn thing or swap to him, well then you might as well remove the affix instead altogether, which I'm not opposed to, but that's a different story. Now I do think, like I said, if they want to keep explosive, make it into a big, fat, chunky nuke explosive with a lot of HP, perhaps with a longer cast, and you only get 1 per X amount of time spent in combat or something like that. Like it can spawn 5 seconds into a pack, but after that it won't spawn on the same pack for a minute or so, or just purely spawn on a timer. Regardless, this would still require massive burst, everyone or most players swapping to it. It would still raise the difficulty of the key and would require you to sacrifice damage to play around it. But since there's only 1, you can still AoE cleave off it, so it won't offset trash pulls in the same way or have the same feels bad attached to it. But you still actively have to swap to the explosive since you can't cleave from the other mobs to it. So it would be more engaging for the group to react to, and more punishing if you don't, since, I mean, if it's a nuke, might as well do damage like one. If you don't kill the explosive. So that would bring its own set of challenges to keys and dungeon bosses without being either a pure case of whack-a-mole or playing constant catch-up with explosives and never having time to deal with packs or boss. It would still bring that sense of urgency, at least if they tune its HP and timer properly, so that the cast is long enough to where you don't have to blow all your cooldowns to make it in time because it requires burst, but also so it doesn't instantly flop over without any effort. Regardless, because that's in the tuning. But it sounds more fun to me that you're doing a pull, bam, big ass nuke spawn and everyone have to swap rather than whatever this is. Now if you want to, you could add in the whole kiss curse part to explosive to give you more incentive to kill him. I mean, you'd think surviving would be incentive enough, but surviving isn't fun. Blasting down a nuke explosive, surviving, and getting like a 20% haste buff after, that's fun. So thank you for that tip, Tidy. So I do hope they keep working on reworking this if they want to keep it. The current iteration, even on 15, was not awesome playing with, just constant catch up and single targeting explosives, and still not being able to kill most of them. And like I said, we ended up resorting to just heal4head, which again should not be the easier or better choice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for explosives. We'll visit this topic again if or when they rework their rework. Let me know what y'all think. How would you fix explosives? And don't say AoE. Now if you have any questions, hit me up here or become a patron or Twitch sub and get access to the Stankie Gaming Discord. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, ring that notification bell. I'm also streaming all my progression rating on Twitch, Stankie Gaming. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Stankie Gaming.